Should we open our relationship? This is the most common question I get from gay men in my practice and in real life. Hey there, I'm Tom Brewitt, a relationship and sex therapist and author of the go-to relationship guide for gay men. And today we're talking about one of the most common questions I get from clients. Should we open things up? Whether you've been together for years and you're monogamous but curious, or things have gotten a little stale and you're hoping this might fix it, or one of you is way more ready than the other, this video is for you. I'm not here to judge. I don't think open is better than monogamous or vice versa. You get to decide the relationship structure that works for you. But full disclosure, I am in an open relationship myself, so I know what can work and have personally navigated many of the challenges I'll be speaking about here. So today, I want to walk you through 5 essential things gay couples need to consider before opening up. Because yes, roughly 50 to 60% of gay male couples are in some form of open relationship today, depending on the study that you research. But that doesn't mean it's easy. So let's dive in. Point 1, it won't save your relationship. Let's just get this one out of the way. Opening up won't fix broken communication. It won't magically increase trust or rekindle intimacy, especially if you've been growing apart for years. Opening up usually magnifies the issues you're already facing. If you're already avoiding hard conversations, opening the relationship is like adding rocket fuel to a bumper car and hoping for a relaxing stroll around the track. Jealousy, resentment, power imbalances, those don't come from being open, but if they are already present in your dynamic, you want to bet that they will be amplified. But here's the flip side. Opening up can be an incredible opportunity to reconnect in a different way, to clarify values and to practice real differentiation. It forces you to talk about boundaries, to learn more about yourself and each other. It may even allow you to discover parts of yourself that you have yet to discover. If you use it as a tool for deeper connection, not a distraction from pain or a bad relationship, it can bring you closer together. There will be those couples out there who will experiment with opening up the relationship in a last-ditch effort to make things work. Those are the folks I usually see in my office in a lot of pain, a few weeks or months or down the road. Point 2, it is going to stir things up. Even if you're doing everything right, there will be emotions coming up that will be catchy as a Taylor Swift song. Jealousy? Probably. Insecurity? Almost definitely. Compersion? Sure, hopefully. And sometimes loneliness, competitiveness, even grief. But here's the thing. This isn't a problem. It's part of the growth. You're stretching the relationship container. And with that comes expansion, excitement, sexual novelty, freedom, even healing from shame. But only if you're talking about it. And not just once, consistently. You'll need to update each other regularly, not just about the sex, but about the feelings and the fears and the longings that are surfacing. If you open things up, this will be the summer of deep conversations, conflict, and experimentation. It is not a set it and forget it kind of thing. And let's come back to compersion for a minute. This is one of the hardest things for some people to latch onto. It's the idea that if your partner is experiencing pleasure or joy, even with another partner, you can love that for them. Sometimes it can even turn you on. So many of us have been raised in a culture of heteronormativity and monogamy. It is ingrained way down deep that if we share our partners with others, danger can come of it. But that's a scarcity mindset. What if we approached romantic relationships with more expansion, more possibility? What could be possible? Point 3, make agreements and expect them to change. This is where so many people get stuck. You sit down, you open a Google Doc, and you make a list of rules. No sleepovers, only out of town, condoms only, don't fall in love. And 2 weeks later, real life happens. Maybe one of you gets more attention. Maybe feelings come up unexpectedly. Maybe what felt fun suddenly feels threatening. And here's the truth. Agreements are essential, but they are not static. You'll need to revisit them, update them, not from a place of failure, but from a place of growth. Sometimes you won't know something is a boundary until you step on a landmine. But luckily, the landmine doesn't have to blow everything up. It can be an opportunity to regroup and refocus. It's also important to talk about relationship structures. These are all types of consensual non-monogamy, meaning everyone is on board and opting in to the type of relationship you're practicing. Here are a few that come up often. Monogamish. This is a catch-all term for many open relationships. It could be the occasional third, or it could mean playing with others on your own. Again, you get to decide. Relationship hierarchy. Will you have a primary or a secondary partner? Will all people have equal seats at the table? Polyamory. Will it be okay for love or connection to grow between new partners? Will it be a throuple? Is it bringing in a third? And then relationship anarchy is a term that usually means there's no hierarchy in a relationship and everyone has an equal footing. I know this is a lot of terminology I'm throwing out there. You don't have to have it all figured out, but it's important to start developing a shared language. And remember, if you're going to be practicing consensual non-monogamy, which I highly recommend, consent is key. Okay, point 4. Don't forget to nurture your relationship. This one gets overlooked all the time. This is for people who are wanting to keep a primary partner and add in sex or relationships on the side. However, all relationships need tending, and they take effort. Like they say, when you go to a buffet, don't let your eyes be bigger than your mouth. But I digress. When people open up, they often put so much attention on their external connections or their other new partners. There's that new relationship energy. And then they can forget to water their own garden. Your relationship, the one that you started with, still needs intimacy. It needs eroticism. It needs nurturing. Yes, schedule time for date nights and sex, sure. But also cuddle, check in, tell him he looks hot. Keep up those weird inside jokes and the play and the fun. Otherwise, what was meant to bring expansion might just accelerate disconnection. Okay, point 5. You can always close things down. Here's your permission slip. You can try it and you can stop forever for a few weeks. Unlike most things, once you let the genie out of the bottle, you can put him back in and save him for later. Opening a relationship doesn't have to be forever. You can say, that was a chapter, and now we need something different. And honestly, that kind of intentional shift, it takes strength and courage. Sometimes couples close things down for a period to re-regulate. Sometimes it's permanent. Sometimes it's flexible. It's not saying it will be closed forever, but it's always an option. And be very clear about that together from the get-go. You get to choose. And have this discussion now before even starting to open things up. So, should you open your relationship? Only you and your partner can answer that. But I hope that these 5 things give you a more grounded place to start the conversation. And if you're having these conversations, I wrote a whole book to help you navigate this messy middle. It's called The Go-To Relationship Guide for Gay Men, and inside I give you a framework and scripts and real-world tools that you can use to talk about sex and commitment and conflict, and yes, non-monogamy. Drop your questions or your experiences in the comments. I read them all.